mind, got me caught up in my line, feeling wired. Not to mention that balance is a crime, doing time.
Soul is in the ocean, privy to the waves, but at least I'm still in motion.
Okay. I'm known for rapping, producing, scoring works, opened up a school, run that school, known for being a husband, known for being a father, um, organizer, yoga instructor, meditation practitioner, meditation instructor. Yeah, just overall creative. That's me. It is amazing because I have Val is my wife that makes sure that I don't forget how important family is. And because we started early with the date night is this night, or you know what I'm saying, we need to spend some time together like this, or like Sunday is family days, like there was already a built-in process for, making sure that my family was seen and heard. And that's the way that it is now. Like even now, like I schedule things after I put my daughter to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So then there's no way that I'm missing the important shit or whatever. Like I'm able to go pick her up from school. I'm able to tap in with her. And yeah, that's really how I keep it, functioning. It was just those roots that me and Val put down. So the rap and producing, like that came first. I was like, this is what I want to do with my life. By the time I met Val, I was like trying to figure out, you know what? By the time I met Val, I got my first grant. You know what I'm saying? So I was tapped in. I called her. She was excited about it. And then she was like, all right, well, you got to do this music shit because this is shit that you love. You know what I'm saying? So like she was already a soldier about it. She was already a fan about it. She had already listened to my music before we tapped in together. So we already knew that that was going to happen. Then the trick was just really learning how to become a husband, right? And like how to commit to this person, how to be kind to this person, and how to make sure and to learn how to ensure that she was loved in the way that she needed to be loved, and then that I was able to express the way that I needed to be loved. And so once we did that, and once we had like our ground rules set, I was able to go off and fly, and I support her, so she's able to go off and fly. Really, that's how I balance it. Um, I have to be a husband because that's what I want to do in my life, and I have to rap because that's what I want to do in my life. And so it's just about allowing these two things to coexist. I think by the time I got the grant, I was like, I need to get paid for my work. And so getting the grant really just like reignited my worth, right? Like I had already had an internal motivation, intrinsic motivation, but like getting the extrinsic motivation was just like, oh shit, we really need to get off to the run. I'm like, there is something here. So just like outside of Val, like the grant just kind of sparked a second act for Clifford Cartel. And then if I didn't have the grant and I met Val and I was trying to do music, I think I would have just done music anyway. There would have been another way to make it work because this was going to happen no matter what, right? Like I'm a very firm believer in what I decide I'm going to do is what I'm going to do. And it's just about finding a way to get it done. I own and operate a school. All right, so 2020, I was leaving. I was going to leave teaching anyway, and I was going to go do music. And then the pandemic happened. So I had already told my people, I'm like, look, I'm not coming back next year, X, Y, Z with teaching. But on my way out, families were reaching out to me saying like, yo, my kid is impacted by the pandemic. Can you do a supplemental teaching program? So I did, you know what I'm saying? I did the summer joint, and then that rolled into a school year because teachers from that school were asking me to teach their children. And so I was like, okay, cool. And so I was able to run that school, able to pay my bills off of it. Then that family that I was working with, that was a part of the school year, asked me to do a summer camp for their kid. So I did that. I knew I wanted it to be way different. I knew I wanted it to be on my side because the school was like, my school year was like in the Palisades and shit. And so I made sure it was in Northeast where I was living at. And yeah, when I was there, this woman at the last minute put her kid in my camp, and it turned out this woman was a partner at a foundation, a national foundation that was looking for people to open up schools underneath their umbrella. And so we had a conversation. And for me as a creative, when I hear that, there's stock involved in terms of like people putting in the man hours, there's a back office involved. I just knew that there were so many people that cared about this happening that it wasn't going to fail. So I was like, all right, yeah, come on, let's do it. Like, let's tap in. And man, it's been a really good decision. Working with the right people, it makes it so the work isn't as cumbersome as it could be if I was doing it by myself. Education matters. You can ask anybody in the world, education matters. Um, whether you're studying games, studying film, whether you didn't get a chance to go through school and you kind of stuck somewhere you don't want to be. I've kind of been around a lot of different tracks, and each person that I talk to, like, it's all about education. Um, and so being able to be in front of children that look like me and children that don't look like me, I get to define a new experience for them, that they'll carry on with themselves. Like, I remember being at a white school. Jewish parents invited me to this kid's birthday party that was in my class, and I came and I brought him some books from Mahogany Bookstore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to overtly be anything other than me, and the mere presence of me gives them an opportunity to see a human being that's worth following and respecting. And then same thing for my young boys and my young girls in my class now. Like, we be tapping in, we be listening to Kendrick Lamar, getting lit with it. You know what I'm saying? My young girls, like, just able to pour into them and to love on them. And so yeah, being able to seriously, like, touch the people that are going to be leading our future is paramount. Hmm. That's a good question. My confidence. Oh man, I'm gonna say this shit. I don't know how people are gonna feel, but like, my true confidence came from like listening to a lot of Kanye West. And that's because, and I had this conversation a long time ago. I was like, people gotta do a class on this man. I know he's wild as fuck, but people gotta do it. And it's because I find myself in different spaces. Like, when you run a school, operate a school, whatever, found a school, you're talking to like a whole bunch of principals and a whole lot of like funders and a whole lot of movers and shakers. And a conversation came up where they're like, people were afraid to take credit. And I was like, well, why is that? And the response was, well, historically, like, if you had like a pretty daughter and you were on a plantation and the master come around talking about your daughter is pretty, that means trouble. So like, no, look at the tooth. The tooth is fucked up. Oh, he not that strong. He really can't, blah, blah, blah. Because like, that's top dollar. Homie getting sold. And so that plus like respectability politics led us to a place where we as a people don't really like to take credit for our shit. And that's not to say that like our generation, like millennials, whatever, weren't doing that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Pac was like breaking the mold. He was like, I'm gonna spit on the camera. I have to break this fourth wall. Y'all cannot keep me in this system. Like, cause it really is a system without doing anything extra. Like, it's just a fact, bro. Like, it's just a system. And Kanye was like, I'm dope. And yeah, I got people that I bounce ideas with, but like, only I could come up with some shit like this. And I feel like I was like, damn, because this shit is ridiculously good. You're like college dropout, you know what I'm saying? Graduation, all that shit. I'm like, this shit is ridiculously good. And when I started to rap, because I wasn't going to rap for real, I was just going to make beats. When I started to rap and I started to hear myself as a fan, I'm like, oh, this is good, because I wasn't listening to a lot of underground music. You know what I'm saying? So like, my ear for music is really through a mainstream lens. And so then if we like flash back to like 13-year-old Cliff, 14-year-old Cliff, like, I literally I used to put my ear next to my speaker to hear what that was. What is that's hitting me right here? Oh, that's the 808. And anybody move bass lines like that I had heard. Cause like you can go back to Tribe and stuff like that. But like that I had heard was other than like Yay. And then he's like throwing in like harmonies. He's bringing in random singers at different parts and shit. So I'm tapped in and I'm just like, bro, I got it with this, that, I do my shit. And so when I'm rapping at South Carolina State and I get up on stage and I do my thing and the whole crowd is silent, I'm like, oh fuck. And everybody's like, ah. I'm like, oh shit. Like I had found my thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Cause like my niggas would like play football. Like I played football, but like I wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of was like wondering like what my thing was going to be. And when I found out, I was like, oh, I'm tapped in. Yeah, and then really believing in God, believing in myself. Like I'm really not too worried about like where my life is going to go because I just feel like I am held and respected by forces beyond just people. And I don't know anything about heaven. I don't know anything about coming back to life. I just know I'm alive right now. And I'm going to get my shit. I'm going to get my shit. There's nothing that anybody can do or say to me that's going to tell me I can't get my shit. And at this point, they didn't let me run a school. I done fucking got bands on top of bands from music. Well, let them be all right. Huh. Introspective. Curious. Daring. I'm always like, let's just try some shit out. Let me see what's up. I don't know. And like, because I'm curious, I'm like, well, what does this mean? What does that mean? And because like, I know that I'm curious. I know like a lot of people are curious. So just because somebody comes up with something, it doesn't mean that it's the right way. So I'm okay doing something differently. Cause my shit might be the right way. Or like it might be something unique, it might be something special, or it might not, but I'm down to do that shit. So I think that that's how it all came together. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to run it up. And you know, something that my friends say about me is that like Cliff gonna do what Cliff wanna do. And I am. So and it's the introspection too, because I'm like, well, why do I do that? I'm like, I don't give a fuck why I do it. I just do it. That's just what I'm doing right now. Or I do care. And I'm like, let me get a little deep into it. So yeah. Like I vividly remember being a kid walking down the sidewalk in my neighborhood. And I was like, I'm looking. It's such a trippy thing, bro. I was watching TV before I went outside. I was like, oh, that's like a full screen. I'm watching the thing. Okay, cool. Then I'm outside and I'm like, this is like a full screen, but I got two eyes and there's like a nose in between, but it seems like a full screen. Then I was like, that means I'm like the star of my own movie. And then I was like, well, shit, everybody is starring their own movie. And that just kind of changed everything for me. And like that shit sticks with you. And like that's really how I operate now, where it's like how people see me is how people see me. You don't get to control that. And once you decide who you are and what you want to do, that's just the end of that. Yeah. You just do it. Yeah. Yeah. I got a funny answer, and I think I got a real answer. Funny answer is let's bring the do-rags and the headbands, man. That was my era, bro. That was my era. Bro. Oh. It's like nah. A lost element is hard to say because with streaming, like there's any form of music that you really want, just more ciphers, I guess. Freestyle ciphers. I feel like that shit was like, I remember doing that shit when I was in middle school. I was making beats and then Brian would like freestyle or whatever. That shit is like, it's more than just trying shit out. It's like, it's public speaking. You know what I'm saying? It's a confidence builder or a confidence destroyer. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who you fucking with. But it's like, I really can't think of a lot of other things that's like it. You know what I'm saying? Because like, all right, you play pickup basketball, like, all right, you suck, cool, whatever, no one cares. They're just not gonna pick you up no more. But it's like when you get up there and freestyle and somebody's making a beat, everybody's listening to what you're saying because it's a cipher. They're like, yo, how smart is this person going to be? How funny is this person going to be? And I don't know, man. I think that once you're able to kind of like push past that mental block where you're able to disappear into the work, I feel like that's a powerful thing. And I'm just not sure. I'm just not certain that a lot of young artists do that. I'm not saying I know for sure. I'm just not certain. And so right. And so I appreciate that work. I appreciate that effort. I appreciate the sweat that comes from it. So yeah, the cipher. Those are, you know what? Both of those things are like equal. I love like the creation of music. Like I love like when I write a rap and I'm just rapping it over and over again, just trying to get it right. It's just something about that part that's vicious. It's something about like having a blank studio session and I just start to create sounds and I make that shit. Like that's my favorite part. Not recording. It's funny enough. Recording is not my favorite part because it's just, that's when like the hard work comes in because you really got to like deliver the shit. And then designing a tour, I think that right now my favorite part is the having people on the team that's about that shit. Cause it's so rare. It's okay. You can have like a person that's like down to be behind the camera, but then you don't have a person that's down to find shows. Or you have a person that's down to find shows, but you don't got a person that's down to music direct. But like right now I have all of that. And so that's what makes it fun because it's like, oh, I can really like taste this shit. Like I can see where we're going. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had this vision for a minute. And with different iterations of teams, you know, after a while you get to see like how you can really like get through what is really for me like a narrow like pinprick. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just a lot of like, it's a combination of things that need to come together for you to be taken seriously as an artist and to have like actual opportunity with the shit. Oh, all right. So college, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put a mixtape out. I did it. I was lucky. This guy was around and he was like, yo, I want to manage you, whatever. He helped me press up CDs. He helped me do listening party, all that shit, whatever. Did a concert. That was dope. Brought my niggas down. Then there was Yuck Fu, fucking with Kareem and all them, making shit, doing shit. Then we graduate. Then we're like dispersed. And then like for me, real life is happening. I got Kareem staying in my crib, trying to make shit work, whatever. Had some people in the mix, but like, it's hard for people to really do. And I'm a doer. So if I'm a doer, that means that I'm taking on a lot of pressure to do it all. So then I was like, nah. So I got into yoga, all that shit, and I like learned to release things. And then there was like a couple of like things in the middle. I'm like, I'm gonna put out young adult, whatever. Working with a team then. It was cool. Some people I was fucking with that at that point, maybe I just wasn't mature enough to trust people, right? In this particular era where like I'm doing like the open mic shit. And I'm like, okay, I know how to do this, I know how to do that. And like I was young, so I was like running myself into the ground. So then we talked about the grant. When the grant came around, I was like, oh, Okay, I'm supposed to make something. Let me make Today Pigs Fly, and I'm gonna fuck with my homie. I'm gonna record with him. And I made a conscious choice not to be an engineer because like that's a whole different science that I respect, and I just did not want to get into that. Like that's not my lane. I just want to like create the best music possible, and I need somebody to be able to listen to me, but then also go back and forth with me so that we can make the best possible work. So this team actually started in like 2019, I would say. Because then because I made that album, I was able to get more grants and more grants and more grants. And so with that, it's like, all right, let me test this out. Let me do something called Quarantine Chronicles. Now I'm fucking with my cousin Malcolm. And I realized like, oh shit, this man is a doer. Like he does it on his own, which is huge. Like he's like, I changed the beat that you rapped over like 4 times because I thought this should sound better. I'm like, oh shit, I bet that's vicious. Like that means you thinking like me because that's where I would be at. And then okay, cool. That grant's done. Let me get another grant. Oh, you know what? I want to perform my instrumentals, and then I'm gonna rap an unreleased song. All right, cool. Did that shit. Let me get another grant. All right, this time I want to X, Y, and Z. And so then, like, as that's happening, I bring in my homie Jack, who comes to play the keys, who taught me how to play the keys. And he's playing, and our homie Dean is like just in the wings, like listening and watching. And he's like, when we do the Smithsonian show, he's like, bro, people want more. So I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, let's do a Today Pigs Fly show then. So then we do it at that art studio or whatever. So then I see that, and then I'm like, okay, let's record this live album. I have Shiloh. I'm doing my Montessori credentials. I'm like, all right. Then I get another grant. Then I'm like, let me invest into Dean's father's studio and like really like show up. We have a conversation, boom, drop the bread. I don't know what I did. I don't know why, but like I really got their respect. They really fuck with the work. So now I'm tapped in. Then I'm like, all right, cool. Then I get the bread again. So I'm like, you know what? It's time to do a tour. Like I've been wanting to do this shit, but like now I see it. So now I know better. So number one, it's like when you have a wife, like she needs to know what the fuck is happening. You can't just do whatever you want, and which I wouldn't want to anyway, right? So I knew better than to like try to start in March and tell her in March that that's what I'm doing, because now that's a headache. So in October, I'm like, hey, this is where I'm at. I got the shit. I want to get boom. It's like, okay. I make the calls. I'm this and that. We jamming. And then again, when I talk about like people working on their own, it's like the homies start hitting me up like, yo, we need to link up this month. I'm like, we're going to start in March. They're like, nah. Let's get together in December. Let's get together in January. I got this idea. I got that idea. You know what I'm saying? CJ Soul with Raquel. You know what I'm saying? Now we got cameras. Now we got this. Dean hit me up like, we got to fill this out like that. He calling people. He bringing people in. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to his pops. His pops is on like a tour or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, nah. Oh, hey, Cliff, send me your shit. I want to put you in touch with this person. And he's like, oh man, it turns out the person knows you. I'm like, oh shit. Okay. So it's like, it's really just about building and being patient. It takes so much time because you gotta like, can't nobody just come to you and tell you how to do it, dog. Like they really can't. And if they do, if it's a good situation, then you're lucky. And if it's not, then you're kind of stuck in a deal that you don't want. But you got to experiment. You got to see what works for you. Got to see what works for your team. And I hear this shit all the time, but you got to find your people. And you know when it's your people, because this shit just start moving without you. It's bigger than you. And yeah, man, that's how I got to where I'm at now. I do because I coalesce everything together. Like leave room for God is like one of my things. When I break things down as far as I can and like just think about like how all of these things kind of came together, where it's like just kind of like protons and neutrons and electrons just kind of like floating around and then bang and things are happening. You're literally like quite literally just talking about like different strata from the universe in everybody, and it shows up differently in everybody. Like every soul on this earth is unique. So how can you not? So like when people have experiences like, you know what I'm saying, with God or with voodoo or with this, with that, or like they saging because they want to clear the space and they use Palo Santo to seal the space. Like I believe in those things. I think that people have a right to believe in what they believe in. And when you're vibing and you're creating something or you're learning something or something like that, and it's kind of beyond you, I think that's magic. Yeah, I remember when I came in with that. That was like 2015, 2016. I knew I was gonna make an album called Today's Big Fly, and I was just like, oh, now this is the time to make it when I made it. But it just meant like I'm doing it today. Like I'm whatever the fuck I've been dreaming about. Like I'm doing this right now. Like I'm just gonna run it up. Like I'm just moving, man. Like yeah, I'll believe it when today pigs fly. Well, good. Believe it now. This is what we're doing. That's what it is, and it's also like doing it like in spite of like things, because like things are always gonna happen. So it's just about moving forward. That's what this is. Winning is what you like, getting what you seek, right? Like, oh shit, I got that shit, and it's not an all the time thing. You know what I'm saying? What makes winning special is that it's hard to do, I believe. And so, what is winning to me right now? Winning to me is having a healthy relationship at home and getting this tour up and running. Like being in front of people and people saying like, damn, that shit was that good. I gotta pay to see this shit again. Oh, I gotta have you on a bill. You know what I'm saying? And then even deeper than that is like, we don't even have to wait on that because we already moving and we already got other things in motion. It's like such an overwhelming like defeat to like doubt that there's no choice but to say like, damn man, this shit happened. And like, there are examples of that, you know what I'm saying? You think about however people feel about it, like you think about like the way Tom Brady would win, or like Kobe dropping 80, you know what I'm saying, on his way out, or the way Kendrick ran the score up, you know what I'm saying, with the Super Bowl, all that. Like it's, I think when you aim to win, it needs to be an overwhelming victory. Because again, that shit don't last. So it's like, while you got it, you might as well run the score up. I would say yoga, meditation, therapy, prayer, solid friends. If something doesn't feel right, I have to investigate why it doesn't feel right. Because something could not feel right because you're just scared to do it, and something could not feel right because it's really not right for you. So like being able to take time to delineate and give space is a big antenna for me. And then just kind of rolling with my gut. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some things that really doesn't take a lot of thought at all. You know what I'm saying? There are decisions that I make that are probably a culmination of a processes of thinking since I was like 6. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, yeah. When I got married, I was like, oh yeah, no, this sounds right to me. Yeah, this is it, right? It wasn't too much into it, so yeah, man, just kind of moving as I need to move and making decisions that that I want to make. Like even with my co-teacher, the person I opened up the school with, somebody was like, "Oh, you need a partner." I was like, "All right." Oh, this person seems right. Gave her a call. She's like, "I'll meet you back in 2 months. Let you know." I was like, "Cool," because I ain't got nobody else if you don't do it. I'm just do shit by myself, I guess. Turned out she was like, "Yeah," and then like that was my G. So like, yeah, you just go with the gut and believe in your fucking magic, bro. Like believe in your yeah, like your sauce, cause there ain't no other you. So tapping into you, like there's a power in thinking uniquely. There's a power in deciding for yourself. Like getting advice is cool, but like deciding for yourself and then taking those steps, as hard or as easy as that might be, like those are the antennas. So the stories that I write are my stories, then they're true stories. Sometimes unbearably so. Like sometimes I don't even want to rap about that shit no more. But then, when you kind of like recount something, like things might get blurry or like you might add this or add that. So like some of my songs are like a convergence of like um or an amalgamation of stories that have happened to me. And then it like comes together through this like 3-minute piece. Um do I think that is relevant now? Like true stories? Uh mm, it can be. Some people don't do it, some people do it. And then you see what happens to people. That's shady. But like the people that are not telling true stories or like are not like really tapped in, like there's a level of authenticity that people feel. And so like you can tell when people are laughing with you or laughing at you. And I think that that's like the sentiment that I feel with rap music. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason why rap music is so pivotal and so important is because it started off with true stories where it's like I need to tell what's happening in my block, in my neighborhood. And it was because of those stories that people kind of like fell in love with it. Like you, a hip hop fan is a real hip hop fan, and I'm sure that people can say this about like rock music or whatever too. Um, but I don't think that telling true stories is the end all be all because there's such a large market and big companies that are invested in ensuring that a narrative persists as long as the money comes in, which is, you know, do what you do. But I like to continue to stay true to what I do in my craft. This is like who has the better story, who had it, who had a more difficult time getting to where they had to get to. With hip hop, authenticity is just what it is because it connects to the streets too. You know what I'm saying? If you walking down the street and you acting like you got it and you don't really got it like that, then you a sucker and niggas gonna get you. That's just how that shit work. But if you move like you really you and you show respect and you just tapped into like what matters to you, well then you get like the illmatics and the thises and the that's and the things that really that have like mainstay. You know what I'm saying? Like even like the young boys or whatever, you know what I mean? Raw wave. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a person like that that's willing to like bare their soul like that, like that's some shit that like you just can't shake. So like going back to like Kendrick's performance at the Super Bowl, he was like, yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. And that's the thing. It is a pressure to be more authentic because it started from an authentic place because nobody was telling the stories, our stories, in the way that it needed to be told. And so we had to force and break our way through. And it was just so powerful. It was that powerful that people had to listen because it was a perspective that they weren't getting on the news. It was not a perspective that they were getting in the newspaper, bro. Like oh my God, the way that these journalists were talking about us, man, come on, man, nah. So it's like, if you want to be a part of this lineage, then yeah, you better show up correct as yourself. Macaroni and cheese, salmon and rice, um, chicken and mambo sauce, uh, steak and cheese. I probably just said that. I just said that out loud. And then Trader Joe's cinnamon toast crunch. That's where I'm at. Hey, look, you asked me a question. That's where I'm at. Oh, all right. Oh man, Jay-Z, Kid Cudi, um, Eminem, Nas, um, Kendrick. I only got brands, bro. Like,
Nah, man.
okay, all right. The Jordan 7s. The I had these joints, the Do the Right Thing joints. It was, I can't even think about it, bro. It was like the Nikes, but it had like the black Pan-African shit on it. Was it pennies? I don't know shoes like that. These Adidas joints right here. I fuck with these joints. You know what I'm saying? That's my shit. Yeah, so that's what I'm at. That's what I got for you. Somebody was like, you like Jason Tatum? You wearing the Jason Tatum? I was like, oh, that's what I'm wearing? All right, bet. Yeah, I'll take it.
Shit on my mind, got me caught up in my line, feeling wired. Not to mention that balance is a crime, doing time.
Soul is in the ocean, privy to the waves, but at least I'm still in motion.
Told this to an old mind. He looked at me like I was up in paint from an old kind. I told him patience is a virtue, and if your GPS is off, antennas will alert you, nigga. Antennas will alert you, nigga. I say you get what you get, you don't get upset. Yeah, you live and you learn, pray you lose your regrets. I say you get what you get, you don't get upset. Yeah, you live and you learn, pray you. 10:30 in the morning, been at it since 9, shorty still moaning. Came 4 times and we still rolling. Thought she made me feel like I don't even know her. Guess we in the zone, go hard or go home. Nigga, we grown, this shit is good, shit of pride. Capture this on the phone. Body in America, mine is on Rome. Heart is stuck, coronavirus got us sheltered at home, you feel me? Antennas will alert you, nigga. I say you get what you get, you don't get upset. Yeah, you live and you learn, pray you lose your regrets. I say you get what you get, you don't get upset. Yeah, you live and you learn, pray you.
Don't let your face touch that